Ew. How's it going, everyone? Oh my god. Hey Mark, hey Kaz, Sam, Kaka, good to see you guys. Good to see you. How's it all going? Who's ready for the British Grand Prix? Little way away yet, but I thought I'd get in early because I haven't been around for a while. I've been busy the last few weekends, so I haven't been able to do the watch-alongs. Hoping for a Lando podium. It'll be good. It'll be good. I mean, overall, can Max just pick up some damage in the first couple of corners so that it makes the race interesting for the win? So at least he's like hampered. But I mean that'd be in an ideal world, wouldn't it? And then we have an actual like fight for the win. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's on Sky and on Channel 4. So yeah, if you're in the UK, it's actually on terrestrial TV for once. But obviously had me alongside because my commentary's better. De Vries, Sargent, and in an alternate universe, maybe. Not in this one. Oh, there's an update for the system that I'm using. Race starts at 3 o'clock, Spud, on the hour. So we're a little bit early. Of course, as always, I'll be changing scene when we have a bit more happening on track, i.e. formation laps and stuff, or them coming around to the grid. I will... Hang on, let's see if it's... Is it live yet, the live timing? It is indeed. Bosh, I can set everything up. We'll have a look at the tyre strategies. Very interesting strategies predicted by Pirelli today. Every tyre pretty much in use. So, right, let's get that in position. And then, where's my track map? There we go. Something like that. Just to hear all the pundits explain that away. I mean, it would be nice to see, won't it, Eric? It would be nice to see. But I just think if he look, let's be honest, he gets away the first couple of corners very clean, he's going to run away with this race. The Red Bull just has too much pace for them. Some safety cars. There's always safety cars in the Silverstone races, so that may have an effect as well. So we'll see. How many more Q1, Q2 Perez achievements before he's heave hold at the end of the season? Oh, I think he's gone. I think Perez is gone at the end of the season, guys. To be perfectly honest with you, I don't think that man is. Yeah, I think that's it for his season, pretty much. I think that's it for him. Bottas starts from last place. Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame. He obviously had an issue with the engine and wasn't able to provide a fuel sample. But right, guys, let's I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna quickly set up what we've got here because it's not like a standard setup. So let's change scene. Just set up our timing and our track map for this week. So I can drag that down slightly. I can move. I think that's pretty much it, actually. That seems pretty good. Move the track map down a touch. Maybe make it a little bit smaller. Bosh. There we go. Right. That is that. Let's have a look at the strategy for today, guys. So, I can make that. The track map's getting in the way. But, right, so that's the amount of tyres. So the strategies for today, we have a 2-stopper, a 1-stopper, basically 2-stopper, 1-stopper, and an alternative 2 and 1-stopper. Silverstone is very hard on the tyres. I really hope we don't get a 1-stopper because I think that will make the race less interesting. I don't think there's any rain predicted today. But yeah, hopefully we get a 2-stopper. That'd be interesting. Softs, medium, softs. But I know Mercedes have saved some soft tyres, I think, which we'll have a look now. Thanks, Eric. Thanks. I do try with the transitions. So what we have here is the tyres that they all have available to them. So Verstappen has only one. I mean, to be honest, it's kind of irrelevant with the Red Bull. They're so good on the tyres. Having no fresh set of new softs available to them isn't the end of the world. Perez, of course, starting way down the grid, has 3 sets of new softs available. But everyone in that top 10 doesn't have a brand new set of soft tyres available to them. So they're all got the same tyre allocation, except from Leclerc, who's got an extra set of fresh mediums. Bottas, of course, at the back of the grid. Zhou, Stroll, Magnussen has 4 new sets of soft tyres. Wow. So yeah, pretty much an even playing field there, to be honest. I don't think we're going to see too many different strategies. The soft, I think, will come into play today. It'll be interesting to see who actually decides to start on the medium or the soft tyre up front. Because if you're on the soft tyre at the start, it's more likely going to be, obviously, a decent launch for you. But, yeah, interesting. Well, here we go, guys. We actually have cars out on track as they make their way round to the grid. And we'll see if, hopefully, no one makes any cock-ups. I think everyone's going to be all right. But yeah, I love the British Grand Prix, guys. Definitely British bias here, but you know, it's a track that just provides such good racing every single time. Oh. Perez might do a 1, hoping to win 1 time as a way to mitigate his success. Yeah, I mean, look, in a day, Perez is never going to want to leave Red Bull because it's his only opportunity to win a championship. He's never going to go to Ferrari. He's not going to go to... I mean, he's not going to go to Mercedes. There's no one else that's going to take him. So this is his only opportunity. But he's in a team with Max Verstappen and where the team is based around him. But he's only got himself to blame this year, to be honest, because he hasn't done enough, has he? How much are tickets for Silverstone? So I got offered quite expensive. I got offered tickets to go today, general admission, £250. That's what I got offered today for 2 tickets. Oh, sorry, 1 ticket. So 2 tickets would have cost me £500. So yeah, quite a bit of money, guys. Quite a bit of money. Hey, Rich, good to see you, buddy. I'm sorry. Yeah, Canada. Did I do Canada? I can't remember the last one I did. It's been a while since I've done a few of them. So apologies. I appreciate everyone coming back. No, I didn't do Canada. I didn't do Red Bull. Red Bull I intended to do, but I was at a karting day with Missed Apex F1 podcast, and I didn't get back until an hour before the race started, and I was suffering from hay fever. 2-hour drive previous to that. So I was like, oh, no, I'm not in any fit state to do a watch along. But I am the best at this. Oh, thank you, buddy. I do try. No, I didn't do Canada. I won't lie to you guys. I've been a little bit disinterested in F1. I have got a little bit disinterested, and that's... There's been some good racing, but I don't know. I just don't see anyone closing. I mean, it's a testament to Red Bull and a testament to Max, but no one's taking it to Max. And ultimately, yeah, we do want to see people challenge for the win. And I've kind of just... I'm not as excited as I have been in the past, that's all. Yeah, cars are on the install apps, as you can see on the track map. And make that just a bit smaller because you can't see Cop's Corner. There we go. That's better. Yeah, I mean, he's not spoiling the sport. It's not his fault. Red Bull have made a brilliant car, and he's a brilliant driver. And he's got a teammate who's just... I mean, with Lewis, while he beat every teammate he raced against, they always were a challenge. Rosberg was a challenge. Bottas even challenged. While he didn't necessarily, obviously, have an opportunity to... Well, Hamilton bested him over the championship. I mean, he still won races. He still stuck it on pole quite considerably. Perez is just, yeah, nowhere near. I mean, how... Max and Perez have gone wheel-to-wheel once this year, and that was at Miami. Hamilton went wheel-to-wheel with Rosberg multiple times. Went wheel-to-wheel with Bottas multiple times. Haven't seen that in the Verstappen era, which is a testament to him because he's been so much better than his teammates. But still, there's not that inter-team battle that we've seen, which we at least saw with Mercedes. So, hey, Veronica, good to see you. But hopefully today's a good race. Like, if Norris gets a good start, I mean, it would have been, as much as I'm over the moon for Norris to be on P2, wouldn't it have been great to see Lewis starting alongside Max? And if he got a good start, because Lewis gets in Max's head, and that would have been brilliant for him. I think it would have really provided us some possible drama at the start of the race. On the other hand, given Verstappen personality, how would a proper teammate play out? Yeah, I just don't think. I think that is Max's team ultimately. Anyone who goes into that Red Bull team knows that. And I think if you're the likes of Lando Norris, if you're the likes of, I don't know, anyone wanting to work their way up the grid, it's almost like a poisoned seat. Because you might convince yourself that you're going to be given an opportunity to win a world championship, like because you're in one of the fastest cars. But multiple drivers have been proven that they struggle in that second car. Whether that's the mental struggle of Max Verstappen being your teammate, I think it's more than that. I think it's also an element of the amount of support they probably get, or lack of support that they probably get, compared to the Verstappen side of the garage, which you can understand Verstappen has warranted that because he's a #1 driver. But other teams probably treat their drivers a little bit more fairly. Yeah, I mean, there's, what's that, it's 3 drivers now? 3 drivers that Max has had as teammate in Red Bull, and they've all struggled to basically match him. But not just struggled to match him. They've been considerably slower. Like, they struggle to get points. They're at the lower end of the points, which to me indicates that there's something more fundamentally wrong than it just being Max is fast. There's more to it, because other teams, when they've been at the top, don't have that struggle. They consistently get 1-2s or a 1-3. They're on the podium. They're taking the 2 spots on the podium. Perez doesn't do that enough. Gasly didn't do it enough. Albon didn't do it enough. Like, something's wrong there. It'd be interesting to find out what. He that like correct driver has luck he's the boss. It's a normal kind of thing. Yeah, of course. Norris for the win or second, please. Is it down to FK? Yeah, it'd be great to see. Oh, it'd be great to see a Brit win, wouldn't it? And Norris as well, because he deserves that first win. Need Lamborghini. hey, just like as a game, buddy. Well, they're in the World Endurance Championship next year, that's for sure. So maybe. Lambo can't make road cars. Huh? Did I? Oh, sorry. Oh. Lewis is narcissistic. His ego has gotten too big. You think? I don't know. I think ultimately he backs himself. That's the thing. They just got a little bit on Sky right now where George and Ted Kravitz went with the RAF, flew in one of their jets. Nothing beats the Red Arrows. Normally see them flying over my area when they're on the way to, well, London anyway, but obviously Silverstone's a little bit further north than where I am. But so Verstappen and Sargent getting round to the grid. It is 36.5 degree track temperature today, guys. I don't think there's any rain predicted, so it's going to be a nice, hot, sunny day for him. Have seen the track. I have seen the track hotter at Silverstone. One, it's a clear day. It's not obviously the hottest it's ever been. Yuki's the guy they should throw in. Ticks a lot of boxes for the team outside of just pure racing. Yeah, so I think what's going to happen. I think you're probably right. I think Yuki will move up into that Red Bull seat. I don't think they'll stick Danny Ricciardo straight in that seat. And then I think Daniel Ricciardo will go in at AlphaTauri, and then Liam Lawson will be in the second AlphaTauri. That's what I think is going to happen. If people blow wind up, most people, they inflate and go skyward inside themselves. Yeah. I mean, look, Lewis, he's one of those people. I mean, he's got 7 World Championships. He's broken about every single record there is in F1, apart from the World Championship one, which obviously is tied with Michael Schumacher. He is still, like, you give him the right car, he'll be fighting for that World Championship. Definitely. If you gave Russell the same car, would he be fighting for that World Championship? I'd like to think so. But he would definitely make more mistakes than Lewis would. That's for sure. And I think that's still quite evident at the moment. But Yuki in the Red Bull seat, who's saying that? Well, no, it's just rumours. It's obviously rumours going around. That's just what my thought process is. I think Yuki will get promoted to that Red Bull seat. And Danny Ricciardo would come in at AlphaTauri with Liam Lawson. I think Liam Lawson is pretty much a shoo-in for the AlphaTauri seat next year, one way or the other. I don't think they're happy with Nick De Vries. Unless Nick De Vries massively turns it around and has an amazing second half of the season after the summer break, I think he's pretty much gone. Rumours are that they never wanted him in the first place. So no, I don't think he has, Richard. I really don't think Yuki has. This year he's shown promise. He's performed a lot better. But ultimately he should. He's in his 3rd season of F1 now. Not his 4th, I don't think. He's in his 3rd season of F1 now. So, I mean, the AlphaTauri is probably one of the worst cars. It's probably the worst car on the grid, actually, this year. And he's done well with it. There's a couple of times he's just finished outside the points, 11th place. So he's definitely performed better. Has it warranted a Red Bull seat? I don't know. But then, do they keep Yuki in the AlphaTauri for longer? I don't know. They've got Iwasa, who's obviously doing really well in F2 as well. Obviously, they've got Danny Ricciardo, who's probably bugging the shit out of them to get a seat. So, yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe they will. Maybe they'll chuck Danny Ricciardo straight into the Red Bull. I don't know. I think everyone would like to see that, but maybe, yeah, they'd have to see, obviously, simulator work for that, wouldn't they? Verstappen and Hamilton and Red Bull, end of F1 unions. Yeah, it would never work out. It would never work out. It'd be intriguing to see, wouldn't it? It'd be great to see, but it would never work out. Disgusting duo. But yeah, not long till, well, I say not long till the race. There is still a little way to go, guys. We have 37 minutes until the race starts. But I'm looking forward to it. So I'm just going to take a little comfort break, go and grab a coffee, a hot drink. And then, yeah, we're back to see what Twitter's saying and have a look at what the online world is deducing. See if there's any immediate news that's coming out. So, yeah, back in a sec, guys. Oh. I'm back, guys. I'm back. Coffee, milk, and 1 sugar. See, I'm on the old sweeteners. Just a couple of sweeteners. It's not started yet, Hunger. It starts it starts on the hour, so just over half an hour. The guys have obviously made their way round to the grid. Race starts at 3 o'clock, yeah, UK time. So, because I haven't done, of course, a watch along for some time, I thought I'd start a little bit earlier just to catch up with you guys, catch up with your usuals, give you an opportunity to just filter in and have a chat. Because we've only got 2 more races, haven't we? We've got today, a week off, and then we've got 2 more races, Hungary and Spa, before we have the summer break. Oh, God, man. Coffee? Ah, oh, thank you, Kaka. Where's your coffee? It's in the post. Delivery driver's on his way, Rich. That should come through. Did that not come through? That it will come through at some point. No worries. Cafe Nero pods as well. So yeah, talking about price of F1, lad I work with, he is going to Hungary next week. There we go. Absolute pleasure, Kaka. Been with us for 9 months now. Much appreciated. So yeah, so talking about the price of obviously F1 in general. So obviously tickets to Silverstone are very expensive. A friend of mine's going to Hungary in a couple of weeks' time. He is out there. He's got a grandstand ticket. He is out there for 3 days, flights and hotel included, and it's cost him less. Well, around 350 euros, I think it is, just over 100 English pounds per day. How good's that? How good is that? I mean, that's how it should be. Yeah, there'll be loads of celebrities there today. I was surprised. Pablo Dybala was, yeah, he was the one who gave the qualifying award, wasn't he, to Max Verstappen, which was odd. But they're interviewing Sky, are interviewing Brad Pitt right now of Apex Racing. Just talking about the movie that they're going to be doing. He looks so good, that he, considering he's about to turn 60. He's just asked Martin Brundle to do a cameo. Hey, Gizmo. Do I prefer VR for racing over monitors? Ooh. So for immersion, you can't beat VR. You can't beat it. The reason why I've gone to this ultra-wide monitor, which I don't regret, by the way, I'm absolutely loving it, is mainly obviously for the content creation side of things, for comfort, because while I could race consistently on, but for hours on ends with my VR headset, it's quite tiring. It's, of course, you've got like a big brick on your face, sweaty as well. Whereas just being able to, plus I need like where I'm situated. Obviously, I've got like spotlights on at the moment. When I'm racing, obviously with the VR headset, I'd need those on, which adds obviously extra heat and stuff. I could just come on, turn my PC on, nice and easy, and I'm on the monitor and everything set up. In regards to pace, I think I've got quicker on the ultra-wide monitor than I have on VR. And I think that might be due to the fact that in VR, because of the immersion, I get too much of a sense of speed. So maybe I didn't push as much as I could have done. Whereas I think on a monitor, that necessary kind of sense of, it's weird to say, that kind of like sense of speed is removed. You know you're going quick, but you're like, so you can push more. That's kind of like what I feel like anyway. But no, I love VR. I've still got my VR headset. It's down here in the bag. I'm moving flat in like a month's time. So once I do, everything won't be kind of as enclosed and difficult to unplug wires and stuff. So I'll interchange between VR and monitor a little bit more easier and more often as well. So did they run Apex car during practice? No, I don't know what the deal is. Apparently they might be going round at the back of the grid or something. I really don't know how they're doing it. But they have driven it around the track already. People find VR content uncomfortable, fancy grounds. Yeah, I mean, look, creating content, I think I was probably the most steadiest in regards to creating, like, image-wise. Most steadiest in regards to creating VR content. I focus specifically on trying to keep my head still, and as if you're in a racing car, basically, where your head is still and you're only really looking left and right. And I think I did that quite well, but then when it came to streaming, it was very faffy and just other things. I just started to get a bit tired of it, to be honest. But how much my iRace? Oh, too much. I don't know off the top of my head, Richard. Who's doing the stunts in the movie? Apparently, Brad is actually driving in the movie. He's actually been doing the driving. He's got a super license. Obviously, not driving at full speed. They'll be able to, like, editing trickery, increase the sense of speed and stuff. I don't know how they're actually... I mean, what will be great, actually, I think, is when the film comes out, or after the film comes out, they actually release a documentary on how the film was made. I think that'd be just as interesting, or probably even more interesting than the film, to be perfectly honest. Because Lewis Hamilton's had a lot to say in it. He's a producer of the film. I think Toto Wolff maybe as well. There's a few big names in F1 who are like producers of the film and have helped assist with everything. Yeah, totally. Yeah, well, yeah, definitely. If you've got glasses, right form, definitely. Various plugins that handle VR stabilization in real time now to game-changing stuff. Yeah, I mean, there is obviously in-game VR stabilization, but what that used to do is that used to help stabilize the image, it would zoom the image in a bit, so you wouldn't get that full field of view from the recording image, which of course I didn't want. I wanted to kind of do it as what I see is what you see. But exactly, Mark. Exactly. Yeah, he's been given like a special dispensation or whatever. He had to. So he's never out on track with. Like, he's not actually doing racing. He's just been given like a special super license that he's able to take the modified F2 car out on the track with another car and drive it round. So he's had to do like safety tests and things like that and make sure he's capable. But I mean, the guy doesn't look. He's about to turn 60, I think, this year. He doesn't look anywhere near it. Oh, really? Gives me a nice one. So it's interesting. It's interesting to see someone come from obviously Missed Apex over to the channel. So hit him up and tell him. I will definitely tell him. Yeah, I'm not on there tonight unless I'm a late stand-in. I'm not on there tonight. I'm going to do, which I'm actually quite glad about, because I'll be able to do my own iRacing F1 race tonight. 100% Grand Prix race, which I haven't had an opportunity to do all week. I love Silverstone. I'm actually quite quick at it. So, Maze Bezos did not buy himself a license. They might not be interested in it. That's the thing. I think I just see Bradley Cooper. Wow, that is a very, very busy grid, isn't it? Always an East Tartan. Perez in the top 3. Well, if there's an opportunity for Perez to do it, this is the track, because this track is wide, overtaking opportunities galore. If he gets some clean air, he'll be able to. I mean, this is a race really where there's no excuse of Perez to not make a top 5. In my personal opinion, he's got the car to do it. you can get into a bit of a DRS train, but ultimately, the Red Bull is supreme in with its DRS. It's the most efficient car on the grid when it opens its DRS, and it's apparently one of the reasons why, especially in the second qualifying session, the Red Bull wasn't as strong as everyone thought it was. Alonso? Why is Alonso going back round again? What's going on there? Is that a glitch? Why has his car made it down to the first corner? It's an odd one. Alonso wanting that head start. But yeah, there's no excuse for him to not make top 5 today, personally. He has the car underneath him. He's at a track where overtaking is definitely doable. Yeah, he should be able to make his way through. I mean, who's he got in front of him immediately? Sargent, he should make quick. I mean, Ocon the Stroll, maybe not as easy to overtake, but Hulkenberg, I mean, I think he should. I think he should. They're giving him a head start for the old timer, yeah. Martin Brundle getting pied by Cara Delevingne and just palming her off. Bradfield putting stuff with spanners and trumpets, talking sim racing was king. Don't even play iRacing. Was that on the old iRacing podcast? Was it? Yeah, I think the problem with the sim racing stuff is that it's so exactly. You got to talk. You got to talk to Mr. Brundle if you're on the grid. Exactly, I agree. The missus was just pointing out Cara Delevingne. She just went to me, how dare she not talk to Martin? If you're on the grid, you talk to Martin. Exactly. Pepper's at the rear of Anton's car, yeah. They all look a little bit dubious to talk to Martin Brundle, don't they? I mean, if you're interested in F1, you know who Martin Brundle is, and you know... I mean, I don't know why these celebrities are so against having a very, like, 30-second interview on the grid. Like, get above yourself. Get above yourself. Yeah, you always see Mark Webber and David Coulthard walking around the grid. Or in the background. Who is this? Oh, this is Jack Doohan's dad, isn't it? They're talking to right now. But yeah, not long, guys. Not long, just less than 20 minutes until the race begins. Or until we go on our formation lap, anyway. Oh yeah, Sam Ryder. That's how you treat Martin Brundle. A big hug. Good to see you. Never get why if Martin is coming your way, you should be pushing for him to come to you. Yeah. Yeah, my TV coverage is delayed, but I'm streaming, so it's always like a little bit of a delay. Right. No one's really saying much online at the moment. I'm intrigued to see what tyres everyone's going to be starting on, guys. That's the next big thing for us. who's going to be starting on the mediums, who's going to be starting on the softs. No one, I assume, will be starting on the hard tyre, as we originally predicted that people may be doing. Right, let's run a poll, guys. Let's run a poll. Who do we think... I'm not going to go... We're going to exclude Max Verstappen. We're going to exclude Max. Who's going to be the best of the rest today? So... Oh. So to be fair, do you know what's really been interesting is that loads of people have been, obviously all the talk has been about Lando getting into P2. But Oscar Piastri, what a performance from him. What a performance. Is it going to be a Ferrari? Is it going to be a Mercedes? Is it going to be Alex Albon? Could be. I can only add 4. But what a performance from Oscar. I think he did brilliant yesterday. And all the talk of it's been of Lando. Oh, there we go. Alonso's back where he belongs, back on the grid. Yeah, Lewis doesn't really speak to Sky F1 anymore, does he? As Martin just said, he doesn't like to talk before the race. Yeah, of course he will. Oh, apparently Max just reported there is a bit of rain around. Max. Lando is going to try for sure, but we've got the quicker car. Fair play to him. He's definitely right. If he gets away cleanly, it's risk. As we say that, risk of rain for race is 40%. Ooh, as you can see here, guys, risk of rain 40%. Brundle is a treasure, Jimmy. Oh, 100%. Yeah. So, I mean, Cara Delevingne, does she not know who she was speaking to there? She's going to get such a bad rap online. She's going to go on Twitter afterwards and be like, why am I getting dragged through the mud? Well, speak to Brundle. Is Damian Lewis about to sing the national anthem? Damien. He's trying to put an American spin on it. I don't get it, guys. Anyone who's watching this, Damian Lewis, the actor, just Google him if you don't know who he is. You'll recognise him. He's singing the national anthem. And I don't know, it just seems a bit off. With a saxophone. Seemed a bit odd. Did you hear that, George? He's an actor. What did you think of that? He's trying to do an Elvis. Yeah, it's like Elvis, like impersonator. It's an Elvis impersonator singing the national anthem. What's that? Damien Lewis is more famous. Do you know what the missus just said? It's like an Elvis impersonator was just singing the national anthem. That was very odd. That was, yeah, with a saxophone. Found it so weird when I heard Brundle's song commentating. Thought it was someone doing a Brundle. Yeah, they do. Obviously, they do sound different, but there's so many similarities to them as well, isn't there? As well. Trying to copy the USD was odd, very odd. But not long till the race starts, guys. We have just over 10 minutes now. Just over 10 minutes. They're showing they're showing the 2021 race start again. Lewis versus Max. The thing is, it's always contact at the start of the race. I wonder if someone's going to lose a front wing. That was for like half a lap, that was such a great fight, wasn't it? Max versus Lewis, until obviously Max ended up in the wall. They were so close, man. Nearly touched halfway down the track. But yes, so the race today, as we said, so let's just have a little reminder, guys, before the race starts, of the tyre strategies today, which are going to be very important. So we have, if I bring this forwards, why can't I just open that? So you can see there, guys. There's either a two-stopper, a one-stopper, an alternative two-stopper, or a one-stopper. So what's going to be interesting to see if anyone, bearing in mind all of the top 10 don't have fresh new softs, if any of them start on the soft tyre. If they start on the medium, it could indicate that they're still intending to do a two-stopper, or it could mean that they're going to do a one-stop. So really, if they start on the medium, what we want to be keeping an eye out for is if they go longer than 20 laps. If they go longer than 20 laps, it's more likely that they're going to aim for a one-stop race. If they're on the soft tyre, then we know that they're definitely committing to a two-stop race. So most of them have got a fresh medium tyre to use. I reckon they might commit. I reckon they might start on that medium tyre, because then that doesn't give all their cards away in regards to whether they've already committed to a two-stop. If you start on the soft, you're committing to a two-stop, and it gives the game away to your competitors. So I reckon we might see most people start on the medium, and then of course those who are trying to make up positions further up the back of the grid, so the likes of Perez, Magnussen, etc., they'll commit to that two-stop and just try and go as fast as possible. Especially if there's rain predicted. If there's 40% chance of rain, which, to be honest, if you're in the UK and live in the UK, you know that that's more likely 20% extra than that. That might be benefit of them. Get that track position, the rain comes out or a safety car comes out, and they then get a cheap pit stop. Now, if Max was in this race, I've got no clue who would win. This is it, Jerome. I've said this a number of times. You take Max out of the equation, this is the tightest championship battle we would have seen, probably ever. Like, between so many drivers and teams. Because it's chopped and changed all season. The only constant in this season has been Max. It's been Max in that Red Bull, isn't it? So, which is, it's always the way in F1, but it's just like in an alternative universe somewhere, Max Verstappen isn't in, that Red Bull isn't as good, and we've got a title fight between 3 different teams or 4 different teams and 4 drivers, like 6 drivers. It'd be brilliant. That crash was Hamilton's fault, but the crash, I disagree entirely, Spud. I disagree entirely. I think both of them could have done more, but I think if anything, you have to remember Lewis is not entitled to hit the apex, just like Max wasn't entitled to hit the apex last week in the sprint race at the Red Bull Ring. Max thought Lewis would yield like he has done or did do X amount of times previous to that, and Lewis went, well, he yielded. He didn't yield fully, and there was contact. Max had plenty of room to go around the outside there. Copse Corner, the exit of Copse Corner is all concrete, but he decided not to. He decided to take a tighter line, and they obviously made contact. I think for self-preservation, Max should have backed out of it more, or at least left more room. Lewis did get the penalty, but I think Lewis got the penalty because of the result of the incident, not because of the move itself. People overtake at Copse Corner all the time, contrary to Horner. But yeah, I think both of them could have done more, but you have to realise with how high intensity that first half of the lap was, Lewis was never going to back out of that. And it's a corner that if someone's on the inside, they're most likely to understeer anyway, especially on the first lap of the race where you've got a full tank of fuel. I just think Max could have done a lot more to avoid that, turned in, expecting Lewis to have backed out of it, and he didn't. So Lewis wasn't entitled to back out of it. It was more than alongside. And it's just one of those. You could quite easily say it was 50-50. I think there's more on Max to have lasted longer in that race because he had the car to beat the Mercedes that weekend. That's why Lewis was fighting tooth and nail as well, because he was like, I can't let Max get ahead because they're most likely just going to pull away because they had the stronger car at that moment in time. But let's go Lando, whole country behind him. Yeah, hopefully the McLarens can get off to a good start. All the talk's been about Lando, but keep an eye on Piastri. Apparently as well, yesterday, guys, which hasn't really been made enough of, Leclerc would have been quite comfortably in second position if he didn't make a small mistake at Stowe. So turn 15, he made a slight mistake, which meant he had to wait to get on the throttle. He had to wait for the car to become settled so that he could stay within the track limits. And apparently that cost him about 3 temps. Otherwise, he would have been quite comfortably in second place and very close to Verstappen's time on pole. So Leclerc has a quick car this weekend. The big thing for Leclerc is if he can stay in front of Sainz, because Sainz is playing a little bit of hardball at the moment with the Ferrari team in regards to track position, etc. And of course, with last week at the Red Bull Ring, if Sainz gets ahead, there's no way that he's going to let Leclerc through if the team asks for it, because they didn't let him overtake Leclerc and get track position. So for Leclerc to have a decent race here this weekend, he needs to get ahead of his teammate. That's the immediate battle for Leclerc. But he definitely has the pace in that Ferrari. Do the Mercedes have true race pace? That's what the rumours are about Mercedes, is that they have a better race car this weekend than they do a qualifying car. So they may make their way through the pack. But hopefully the McLarens aren't just a Saturday car and they do actually have some race pace this weekend. Fingers crossed, guys, because it'll make for some good racing. And then, of course, we have Albon there in 8th as well, who's been very good in practice and has a good race car as well. Not necessarily a good single lap car, but we know that his race pace is good. So that Williams today, I think Albon's a bit of a dark horse, you know. It is getting spicy between Charles and Carlos, yeah. I don't think it's so much Charles and Carlos it's getting spicy between. It's getting spicy between Sainz and the Ferrari team. Oh, here we go, guys. Tyres have come off and the Mercedes have split their strategy. Interesting. So Russell and Mercedes have split their driver strategy and gone for a 2-stop with Russell. That is pretty much, as we said, if you're starting on the soft tyre, you're committing to a 2-stop strategy. Russell has done that and he's the only driver in the top 10 to do so. Everyone else around him is on the medium tyre. Alonso is the only one who has a used set of medium tyres, 1 lap on them. Everyone else has a brand new set of medium tyres. So that gives them the flexibility of whether or not if they want to commit to a 2-stop or go for the 1-stop. So that's interesting. Hulkenberg down there on the hard tyre. Ocon on the softs. Perez is on the mediums as well. I thought he might start on the softs. I thought Perez might start on the softs because he's got 3 new sets available to him. So that's interesting. Obviously, Red Bull see that being a good race tyre. Tsunoda's on the softs. So there's 2 AlphaTauris on the softs. Bottas is on the hards at the back. And Magnussen's also on the mediums. So yeah, I mean, I do get why you'd start on the medium. It gives you flexibility. But the big news of that is Russell on a soft tyre, committing to the Mercedes doing a split strategy. I like to see it. It's aggressive. It's aggressive from Mercedes. That is good. That is good for us as viewers, guys. Right, we are just less than 2 minutes away until the formation lap. Let's go get my water because I imagine my... It's been a while since I've done a watch along, and I think I'm going to need some water to keep, obviously, the throat. Okay. 2 secs. Right. So, what's going to be interesting, guys, at the start of this race, of course, definitely up front, George Russell, how aggressive is he going to be at the start of this race? To make that 2-stop work, he needs to gain positions with that tyre advantage. Even though it's a used tyre, the soft tyre is definitely going to be quicker than the mediums. Oh, apparently it's just started to spit with rain. People are reporting on Twitter. These are journalists who are in the pit lane. Woo! So here we are, guys. Everyone is on their formation lap. Not long until this race starts. So if you can hit the like button, guys. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button if you're new to this channel. Or if you've been back to this channel and you still haven't hit that subscribe button, please do. Clean race today will help him. Joe having the... Silverstone celebrates 75 years since racing first took place at the former RAF base in 1948. Wow. Wow, Verstappen's... Look at the field spread already, by the way. Verstappen's already going through Maggots and Beckett's as Bottas has only just gone through turn 5 out of the loop down to Brooklands. Verstappen could be waiting on the grid here quite a while. That's not going to do well for the heat in his tyres, that's for sure. Yeah, it's a brilliant track. I mean, British bias, but when has Silverstone not ever provided a decent race or drama of some sort? I feel like what Silverstone is what Suzuka could be if we got a dry race every single time. Suzuka obviously being moved towards the front end of the season from next year, which hopefully will give us more opportunity for a drier race, or at least one that's not as rain heavy as we've seen in previous times. But the high speed, fast flowing circuits, they provide such drama, I feel like. No worries, Sam. Good to see you, buddy. Right, here we go, guys. They are lining up as Verstappen comes to the front of the grid here. We are in for a cracker, I believe. Lando Norris in P2, Piastri P3, Leclerc followed by Sainz, then the 2 Mercedes. Russell started on the soft tyres. That is the one to keep an eye out for. Albon in 8th, Alonso 9th, Gasly 10th, Hulkenberg 11th, starting on the hard tyre. Stroll 12th, Ocon 13th, Sargent 14th, Perez down there with a fresh set of mediums in 15th. Expect to see him move up the grid. Tsunoda 16th, Zhou 17th, De Vries 18th, Magnussen 19th, and Bottas, after his penalty yesterday, being disqualified from qualifying, down in 20th. So here we are, guys. We are just seconds away from the British Grand Prix. Please hit that like and subscribe button, guys. Here we go. Bottas lines up, and it will be lights on, and away we go. And it looks like Lando's got a good start ahead of Verstappen. Verstappen seems to have bogged down quite a bit, as Lando is, it definitely seems like a McLaren. Lando is up into P1 as they head into turn 3. Is Verstappen able to get back at Lando as they go through the loop here? And what a brilliant start from Lando Norris. Exactly what we was hoping for, as Russell splits the two Ferraris, and Hamilton has lost 2 positions there at the start as well. So as they head down into turn 6, Brooklands, Lando is still ahead of Max Verstappen through Luffield as we watch it on TV. And Oscar, the 2 McLarens made unbelievable starts, guys, as Oscar Piastri is all over the back of Max Verstappen here as Lando is pulling away. Is Oscar going to take it down the inside of Max in Copse corner? No. As Russell is all over the back of the clear as well on that fresh set of new soft tyres. Alonso is up 2 positions there. Magnussen and Zhou have lost at the back of the grid. Perez, surprisingly, has lost a position as well, which is not good for him. But as we know, that Red Bull is supreme in a straight line. Max already closed up the gap a bit there through Magnussen Beckett's. No DRS activated just yet. So Lando here, if he can stay ahead and get away from Max outside that DRS, that will be essential for him. But I'm not sure if the McLaren does, as Oscar and Max did go side by side through Copse. Oscar did back out a little bit, though. Didn't want an a la Max versus Lewis situation from a couple of years ago. But wow, Lando Norris leads the British Grand Prix after the first laps, guys. After the first lap. Brilliant from him. And, well, let's take a little stock here as Lando is in P1, Verstappen 2nd, Piastri 3rd, Leclerc 4th, Russell 5th, Sainz 6th, Alonso 7th, Hamilton now gained a position back from Gasly in 8th, Gasly 9th, Albon has lost 2 positions in 10th place, Stroll is up 1, Ocon, Tsunoda is up 3, Perez overtakes Sargent there, and well, it seems to be that in clean air with no DRS activated, Norris is able to stay comfortably ahead of Verstappen. But as Verstappen knows, he is forever the patient man now these days, knowing he has the machinery underneath him, just waiting for that DRS to activate next time around, and it will be a different story most likely. So Hamilton setting a fastest purple sector, fastest first sector there, as you can see on your timing screens. He is over the back of Alonso at the moment. Probably going to try and line him up as they head through Magnussen Beckett's and that back down the hangar straight. Woo! But yeah, Lando has broken the toe from Verstappen. Lando is 1 second ahead of Max Verstappen as we speak. And has Max got an issue? Has Max got an issue? Or is he just struggling in the dirty air of that McLaren? Interesting. Let's see. So, oh no, Max has just got back into Norris's DRS section there. So we'll see. Obviously, under braking, can he close up enough? As the DRS line is just before turn 3. I think Max has just got it. Max will have DRS as they go down, obviously, the straight to Brooklands. But you can see Hamilton is just getting stuck behind Alonso at the moment. So DRS is now activated, guys. As you can see, it is being deployed by Verstappen. How much does he gain? Does he get enough down into Brooklands? No, he doesn't yet. But those 2 McLarens, guys, are doing nicely. They are doing good. But everyone there had DRS, proper DRS train at the moment. But can Norris stay ahead? I think the big toe and where the DRS is proper activated or really effective is down the hangar straight as you come out of Magnussen Beckett's. So let's see. Let's keep an eye on this. 8 tenths between Verstappen and Norris at the moment. Russell all over Leclerc as we speak as well on those soft tyres. Let's see if he is able to overtake them. So DRS open for Verstappen now. Keep an eye on that interval time. It's down to 5 tenths. It's down to 4 tenths. It's down to 3 tenths. And he's not able to close on Lando. Not enough. So if Lando can keep Verstappen at bay around 8 tenths out of the exit of Maggotts and out of the exit of out of the loop. So Norris was 0.3 or 0.03 of a second quicker off the line compared to Verstappen. So Norris just nailed the start. Absolutely nailed it. So Max half a second behind Norris now. By the way, keep an eye on Piastri doing a brilliant job. Fastest lap last time around. Feisty team this McLaren has. If they've got a car underneath them, I tell you what, this is a great driver pairing. So, has Verstappen got enough as they go down into Brooklands? No, he doesn't. But Piastri follows them as well through Luffield. I tell you what, Max needs to be careful here because Piastri will have a go if he gets an opportunity. And I'd love to see it. Love to see it, guys. Don't know what McLaren have done to that car, but it's rapid. I know, right? Absolutely brilliant. Look, they're pulling away from Leclerc. They're pulling. Look at that front three. They're pulling away from Leclerc in the Ferrari. Go on. Piastri 6 tenths behind Verstappen. He's going to get a double toe. But Verstappen, as you can see, so efficient, that Red Bull in the DRS. So efficient in the DRS. Obviously, Max, there is an element here as well, no doubt, that he's got the car. It is his team. It is his best friend, Lando Norris, as well. How much does that play on him? I know people say that all goes aside when you're driving, but he also knows that, look, this is very important to Lando. Max is, I mean, look, Perez is stuck down in 15th position. He just needs to bide his time, Max. There's no need to send it. Piss off his mate, piss off, or just do anything unnecessary, to be completely honest. But look at those three, man, putting away from the Ferrari. Russell getting a little stuck at the moment from Leclerc. He needs to get past Leclerc as he closes with those soft tyres. Not able to get past him as Verstappen gets past Norris down into Luffield, and there we go. That is the move. And Verstappen, now the question is here, can Norris stay with Verstappen? Has he taken out a lot of his tyres? Staying ahead of Verstappen there in those first few laps. Is Piastri going to have a go at Norris? Let's keep an eye on this at the front as Russell is all over the back of Leclerc and so is Hamilton on Alonso as well. Perez is now up a position past Hulkenberg into P14. But a very easy pass for Verstappen into Luffield there, Luffield there and Brooklands. But very close between them. So really, let's be honest, what Norris and Piastri need to do here now is to use Max and help them tow away from them. That would be essential for them because Max is overall too quick. Can they stay within that DRS? Get a few extra laps tucked in behind Max and pull away from Leclerc, especially while he is holding up Russell, who's on those soft tyres. Might be coming to the end of the advantage of those soft tyres as well, Russell. I mean, he's made up only one position there at the start. Also, what's quite intriguing is that Hamilton isn't able to get ahead of Alonso yet. I mean, he is a lot, as I say that, he is a lot closer now, Hamilton. So keep an eye on this. He's 0.3 of a second behind Alonso with DRS activated as they go into Brooklands. Is he going to make a move here? They're definitely side by side as they go into Brooklands. Alonso and Hamilton through Luffield, and it seems to be Hamilton wasn't able to get the move done. Oh, hang on, maybe he's got the cutback. No, he hasn't. So just tucked up in behind him. So getting a little bit stuck there behind the Aston Martin, seems to have the pace in a straight line. Woo. Woo. Love it, guys. Russell reporting, if that's not moving under braking, I don't know what is about Charles Leclerc, as he is definitely the meat in a Ferrari sandwich at the moment, Charles Leclerc. But Lando still staying up tucked behind Verstappen. That is the smart play for him. Because, let's be honest, a double podium for Lando and Piastri this weekend would be unbelievable. Unbelievable for the McLaren team. Love to see it. Love to see it. So, Lewis is all over the back of Alonso at the moment. He is hounding him. Absolutely hounding him. It's 2008 all over again, guys. That was 2007. So, really, Lewis needs to be under 3 temps. So, Oscar been told to hold position. They're going together. Yeah, that's the right decision for them both. So, Hamilton, yeah, definitely got the move here on Alonso as he drags past him with the DRS open into Brooklands. And that is an overtake for Lewis Hamilton back to where he started, P7, and should hopefully allow him in a little bit of clean air unless he gets attacked straight away back by Alonso to help his teammate against those 2 Ferraris. But look at that front 3 pulling away. So at the moment, there is a just over a 3-second gap between Piastri and Leclerc. George is just not able. I mean, the thing is with George, he has to make a move stick, because if he doesn't make it stick under Leclerc, then he's going to get Sainz attack him. So Hamilton has got enough here, I think, to stay ahead of Alonso with the DRS open. Yes, definitely. So keep an eye out on George Russell, guys. He's coming only about 3 or 4 laps away from those soft tyres pitting. That, I think it was about lap 12 they was predicted to pit on the soft tyre. But Sergio Perez in... That was a very odd move from Hülkenberg there on Perez. Very odd move. But yeah, whew, guys. So Norris is now out of the DRS of Max Verstappen. He did get it that time around, but I think he went a little bit deep into the loop and has lost a bit of time from Max. But that's okay. Those McLarens just need to work together and just continue to pull the gap on Leclerc and hope that really George Russell puts a bit more pressure under Charles and is able to pull away from them. But Hamilton, the gap between him and Sainz is currently 2 seconds. Alonso, he's pulling away from Alonso, though, already broken the DRS. Gasly hounding Alonso now. That Aston Martin, not that great here this weekend. Albon down 2 positions in 10th. Stroll is up by him. And then Max reporting, car is pulling a bit weird, but the wind is fairly variable. His engineers reply it. So Hülkenberg has come into the pits and got off those hard tyres. Another poor decision by the Haas's there. I don't know if Hülkenberg's got issues or if the hard tyre is just not the tyre to be on this early on in the race. Haas making, I think, what needs is just another boo-boo. Another boo-boo, guys. It's raining heavily in Daventry, not far from Silverstone. Woo! Nico took wing damage. Oh, shock. Another Haas taking another wing damage. God, the amount of money they've probably spent on carbon fibre for those front wings. They lose one every race. Right, so Verstappen is just ahead of Norris in the, obviously, the DRS. So if we have a look at lap times, guys, let's have a look at lap times. So Max, fastest on track at the moment in the 32s. Norris and Piastri are... I mean, if you look at their laps, Norris, Piastri, Leclerc and Russell, last time around, there was a temp separating them all. That's very good from the McLarens there. Being on the same pace as the Mercedes and the Ferraris. Russell here, by the way, is a lot closer to Leclerc. If he can stay close to Leclerc on the exit of Beckett's, let's have a look. He has got 0.4 there. He's lost about a tenth and a half, it seems. Obviously, very high speed downforce section. Has he got enough with the DRS open? Has he got enough grip? Not close enough. So Magus and Beckett's, of course, with that dirty air, it's very difficult to stay close to the car in front, and the car unsettles. You lose a bit of grip and just not able to stay close enough to make that DRS as effective as possible. Russell needs to be about 3 tenths behind Leclerc exiting the corner of Beckett's, or even the loop, which is turn 5, to enable him to get that overtake done down into the corner. Rain is coming. Yeah. Let's see. Let's keep an eye on this. It wouldn't be a British Grand Prix without rain, would it, guys? Morning, Timo. Morning, mate. Haas, another disaster class. Yeah, I don't know what it is with them. Don't know what it is with them. I tell you what, Leclerc's doing well, though, because he's been hounded by Russell for the last 10 laps. Or since the start of the race, pretty much. Ocon is into the pits. Ocon into the pits off of the soft tyre. Obviously, this could be a very good decision for the Alpine team, depending on what tyre he comes out on. Probably the medium, to enable him to get into some free air and just run some laps. But they retired the car. No, they've retired the car. No, Ocon's retired. Wow. That's odd. That is odd that he's retiring. There doesn't seem to be any. Sorry, I'll explain more when I jump out. They haven't reported why he's retired, but something's happened. That is an odd one for the Alpines there. That's a shame. But yeah, so Norris doing well. Now broken into the 32s. He's only the second driver to do so. Of course, as the fuel burns off, the car gets quicker. And that's evident with Max's lap times. Now into the 32.5s. Norris, the second driver on track to do a 32. 32.9, just about. Rain will be expected in about 2 to 3 minutes. And will last about 4 minutes. Woo! Oscar's probably had a little lock-up somewhere or gone a little bit deep into one of the corners, I assume. That's probably what he's done. Just a very small driver error. Easy to do around Silverstone to just lock a front left tyre. Obviously, he's spending a lot of time in Norris's dirty air as well. His tyres are going to be burnt. I mean, that's not to say Norris isn't doing the same with Verstappen, but very easy to do so. Maybe he's just dropped back a bit to allow the car to cool a bit. There's also that element as well. Pretty sure he's using multi-viewer. Yes. Yeah, I've used, realised there's 2 timing table options, overview and Scott's layout. Yeah, so I'm using multi-viewer. You can alter it as you see fit. There's so much information that you can have on here that can be very overbearing. I think this is essential. We've got the gap to the leader, the interval, obviously DRS, sector times, and so forth. So, but George Russell, by the way, staying out 14 laps. He is on the last. Pirelli predicted that the soft tyre would last in the early stages of the race. Lap 14. So keep an eye on George Russell. Is he going to come in and pit? The problem with George is that if he comes in and pits, especially with rain on its way, he could put himself completely out of position. And 2, is he going to have that much free air if he pits now? I think he will, but I'm not sure where he would come out. What's the gap between him? I mean, I think he would. I think he would have enough of a gap, but with the rain on its way, they're probably just waiting to see exactly how heavy and how long this rain is going to last for. So, yep, they've just reported Mercedes to George. We're tracking the rain, but it looks like it's going to miss us on radar. And George is like, are you sure? There's drops on the visor. But maybe someone should say to him, are you sure it's not just sweat? But yes, so Verstappen putting away now from Norris and Piastri, as we expected, comfortably lapping in the 32s. Norris in the low 33s. Norris quite comfortably at the moment, second fastest on track. So if we look at the other lap times, Piastri 33.4, a 33.6 for Leclerc, Russell a 33.3 on the soft compound tyre. A 33.3 for Sainz and a 33.9 for Hamilton. So Lewis, I wonder what's going on with Lewis right now. Has he just not generally got the pace? Is he in tyre saving mode? Possibly going for the one stop. He's not able to close the gap on Sainz. Can we make plan A work? Norris is reported to have been asked, and he said yes. So keep an eye on track limits, guys. As you can see here, look, track limits being reported. Albon has 1, De Vries, Stroll has 2. So next time around, Stroll will get a black and white flag, and that is mostly, guys, at turn 15 at the corner of Stowe. Very high-speed corner, very easy to just understeer and go over the white line there on exit. So Stroll is only two more off-tracks away from getting a 5-second time penalty. Of course, not as bad as the Red Bull Ring, but still a factor nonetheless. But George comfortably just sitting behind Leclerc at the moment. Maybe using Leclerc just to drag him along on the softer compound tyre. Maybe that's what he's just trying to do. Doesn't necessarily have the grip left in that soft compound tyre to get ahead of Leclerc and maintain that position ahead of Leclerc as well. Stick behind him, use his DRS, and just tow him along and make up for that lack of grip that he's got on that tyre. But let's take stock of the race then, guys, as we are pretty much waiting for the rain to come our way. So Verstappen is in the lead after originally losing the position to Norris at the start. Norris and Piastri in second and third. As Verstappen is reporting, wind is making it difficult to drive at the moment. So maybe the wind mile an hour, 8.3 mile an hour, 7 winds. And that is quite high, but we've seen it higher though, especially at this circuit and at others. But yes, Norris and Piastri in second and third. Leclerc in fourth position, currently nearly 4 seconds behind the McLaren of Piastri, towing along George Russell on the soft compound tyre with the split strategy of the Mercedes. Signs out of DRS now of George Russell. Maybe just tyre saving. We're at the stage of the race where I think drivers and teams are just waiting to see what this rain is going to do. Look after the tyres and see if they can go long. Can they make that one-stop strategy work? Is it a two-stop strategy? We don't know. Hamilton in 7th after losing a couple of positions due to a poor start. Just sitting back in 7th place, nearly 3 seconds back from Sainz. Not really making any headway. I think he's definitely tyre saving at the moment. Alonso and Gasly, 8th and 9th. Gasly's been sitting in Alonso's DRS for quite some time. Tsunoda comes into the pits off of the soft compound tyre. Albon in 10th position. Perez up 4 places in 11th. He's in the DRS of Albon now. Let's just keep an eye on that and see if he makes any headway. We do know the Albon is quite quick. Yep. Lance Stroll in 12th place, Sargent 13th, De Vries 5th, 14th, Zhou in 15th, Bottas in 16th, Magnussen 17th, Tsunoda comes out of the pits in 18th. And Hulkenberg, he needs a safety car, Hulkenberg, doesn't he? He really needs a safety car because his race is pretty much all but done, being that far back at the moment. Perez in his element, making up the positions. Well, yeah, I mean, I thought we would have made up more positions already, though, to be perfectly honest with you. Even if Russell manages to get an undercut done on Leclerc, Ferrari seems to have the... Yes. Yeah, it does seem like it. It does seem like it at the moment. I mean, I would say the McLarens aren't far enough ahead. I mean, I would say they're not far enough ahead to be out of the clutches of the Ferraris at the moment. I mean, last time around, a 33.2, 33.2, Leclerc 35, 33.5. I mean, this is an essential part of the race for them because we don't know what the Ferraris are like on the hard compound tyre. If that's the tyre that they go to, they might chuck the softs on. I think they'll probably use the hard. I think the one stop is probably what everyone's predicting today. Especially if rain comes in, then it's going to throw a big spanner in the works. When did Alonso drop 3 seconds to Ham? I looked away for like 5 seconds. So he got overtaken by Hamilton, and then, yeah, the Aston Martin just doesn't have the pace here this weekend. Like it did really at the Red Bull Ring, where it was kind of not in no man's land, but it wasn't like, wow. It's the same here this weekend. It's definitely off the pace of the Ferraris and of the Mercedes. Whether that's because they've stayed stagnant and their upgrades haven't worked, or they're bringing more upgrades, I don't know when the next big upgrade package is, big upgrade package is, or if obviously the upgrades of Ferrari and Mercedes have worked. I think that's probably more of what it is. Mercedes and Ferrari have brought more upgrades recently compared to Aston Martin, and as it is in F1, it's a development game, and they've moved forward. Still not close enough to Red Bull, but yeah. Right, so looks like maybe the track is ramping up a little bit, because Piastri did the fastest middle sector last time around, and Verstappen did the fastest last sector. As Norris was only 1/10 off of Verstappen's time, and Piastri was a 33.0 as well. So those McLarens, man, doing great at the moment. As Hamilton, I think, Hamilton was just saving his tyres a little bit earlier on, as now halved that gap to Carlos Sainz, and he's definitely on the attack, because he dipped into the 32s for the first time this race, last lap around, and keep an eye on that gap between him and Sainz. So the reason Hamilton was around 3 seconds behind Sainz was that he was definitely just saving those tyres, making sure he was in some clean air, and already, yeah, he's definitely taken a bit more out of the corners where obviously the tyres require a bit more rear grip. Perez clawed his way into the points. Yep, now into P10, overtaken Albon there as they headed down into Brooklands. No, into the hangar straight, sorry. Just watching it back on TV. Simple DRS overtake down into Stowe. Piastri again. That McLaren coming alive for Piastri in the middle sector. A 37.1. Are those McLarens able to dip into the 32s once again? Let's see. As they cross the line, 32.9 for Norris and a 32.7 for Piastri. Piastri, ooh, doing really well. Hamilton, 1.7 seconds from Sainz. Maybe Sainz was told just to get a little bit of a move on from there. But Russell still tucked up behind Leclerc, doing 33.1s. Doing really well to take those soft tyres, 20 laps. Wow. Wow, they're probably waiting for the rain right now. I'm surprised that soft tyre has lasted so long, to be honest. Well, I say 20 laps. It's 20 lap used tyres. He started on a tyre that was 3 laps old already, and obviously 18 laps into this race as we currently speak. But yeah, guys, if you're new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button. We'll be doing more watch-alongs as the season progresses. I haven't made the last few, but of course, had to do the British Grand Prix, it being our home race. Please hit the like button, helps push the channel as well and the stream. And I'll be doing my own attempt at the British Grand Prix on iRacing, where they have their own special event where they do the 100% full Grand Prix length at Silverstone, with obviously pit stops and strategies involved. Great community who are involved there, and in the W13. As Verstappen sets a fastest last sector there with a 32.5, and Leclerc is in the pits. We are thinking on plan B. So Leclerc are into the pits on lap 18. And George Russell now has a bit of free air. Let's see what George can do on those soft compound tyres. Is there any life left in them? So, where is Leclerc coming out? He must be coming out behind Stroll, ahead of Sargent. They've found a gap for him. Yep, there we go. So, disaster class or a masterclass from Ferrari? Onto the hard tyre. So that's going to be, 34 laps on the hard tyre. A definite one stop if there are no more, if there is no more pit stops required, i.e. rain or safety cars. So that is them going to the one stop. So one stop is definitely, I believe, I think that's definitely a one stop that they're committing to. But yeah, as they've just reported on Sky News as well, it still leaves them open to a two stop with the soft tyre. So we will see. So Lando Norris reported to go 100%. Lando reported to go at 100%. Let's see if he's going to come into the pit lane This time around, no, not yet. Obviously, the pit lane is at the entry of turn 16. So expect him as Verstappen does a 32.3. Wow. But Norris also responds with a 32.5 and Piastri a 32.8. George Russell in his first lap of clean air does a 32.8 as well on 22 old lap soft tyres. That's not too bad, guys. That really isn't too bad on that old of a soft tyre. Hamilton is now still look like he closed up there. Constantina effect. Still sitting at a... No concern for the moment, Max, in regards to Max Verstappen's strategy. 26 I think, as it cuts out the last few corners. Yeah, that's probably, yeah, right. I think normally, from my experience on iRacing, so I have to compare it to, guys, it's normally around, yeah, 21 seconds, I think. So, right. Keep an eye on the McLarens here. Are they going to come in and pit? Don't know. I mean, the thing is, if they come in and pit, they're going to come out right behind. Or they're going to come out right in that gap of Perez and Albon and Stroll. So it's not the right time to pit for them just yet. Mate, Verstappen has supreme grip in the last couple of corners, by the way. Through Stowe and through, obviously, Club Corner. That Red Bull was just planted. It's a good 2 to 3 tenths quicker than everyone else through the last sector. Lando, I'm happy. It's consistent. I can maintain this for now. Okay. But Norris and Piastri doing consistent lap times, which is good for them. George's soft tyres look all right, personally. George's soft tyres, I just had a close-up of George's soft tyres, and I think they look all right. There's no blistering there. His grip for the last sets is what got in pole yesterday. Yeah, same as Monaco as well. Like the low-speed corners is where that Red Bull is just so good at the moment. People obviously look at like the flashy corners, the high-speed corners, the DRS, that top speed. Of course, all helps. It's the whole package. But for the low-speed corners, that is really where the Red Bull is so supreme on traction. Like 16 and 17 is so easy just to light up the rears and be hesitant on the throttle, whereas he's probably just so confident and just plants it out of those corners. This will come down to strategy. Yep. Yeah, I think so. I think it's definitely going to come down to strategy, but also pace as well. How much pace do these cars have? I mean, Russell is 32.8. So I mean, he's lapping consistent lap times to those to the McLarens. Hamilton a 32.7 last time around. He's taken out half a second out of Carlos Sainz that last lap. So Hamilton is now on the move. Sainz maybe making a little bit of a mistake there because that seems very slow from him. Keep an eye on that gap. He's definitely got a better exit there. 1.1 seconds it seems. Is he able to gain through Brooklands and on the exit of Luffield? It seems like he's lost a little bit of time there, so keep an eye on that. If he's able to... Oh, wow. Wow! He's just taken 3 attempts out of Sainz through Luffield, turn 7. Oh, my God. So maybe that Ferrari is struggling on rear traction there. Keep an eye on this, because Hamilton could get DRS. I don't think he's going to be close enough to be able... No, he's lost a bit of time there. Ferrari's maybe a touch quicker in a straight line. But, wow, the Ferrari struggling out of the low-speed corners, I think, compared to those Mercedes. Maybe the tyres have fallen off already for him. So let's keep an eye on Leclerc. Last time around, a 32.8 on a set of hard tyres, fresh new hard tyres. That's around the same time as the McLarens and, of course, the Mercedes. Max just in a league of his own. Piastri doing a fastest middle sector once again. We're in a very interesting stage of this race. Very intriguing stage of this race, guys. Which car do you think is more dominant? The current Red Bull, Mercedes from 2016 to 2018? The Red Bull. Yeah, I think the Red Bull. I think if you look at the average amount of seconds ahead they've won, or sorry, they've the average amount of seconds they've been ahead and finished races, or at the point of when they've come into pit for like a fastest lap or etc. They've been supreme. They've been supreme. I think what makes it worse, what makes this dominance seem a bit more worse in people's eyes compared to Mercedes, is that Max doesn't have a challenge. At least with Lewis, we still had Lewis, Nico Rosberg. We still had Bottas getting quite a considerable amount of wins, getting quite a considerable amount of pole positions. It was never always guaranteed that Lewis was going to win every single race when you turned up at the weekend. With Max, it pretty much is. And that's a testament to how good of a driver he is over his teammates. But it's also, I think, a testament to how good Valtteri Bottas was in his Mercedes and Nico Rosberg as well. They still got bested by Lewis, but it just shows that they were not as bad as what some people make them out to be. Because Max has just absolutely blitzed his teammates. There's a number of reasons. The main one is that he's a better driver, but there's a number of other reasons why that may be. I think for three drivers to be that far off the pace in what is supposedly equal machinery, and struggling to get points, which the likes of Ferrari never had an issue with their second driver, which Mercedes never had an issue with technically both of their drivers, is intriguing. That's what I'm thinking. But a lot of it goes down to the fact that Max is a phenomenal driver. How often are we actually going to see in the Red Bulls? That's another thing as well. They don't want to go and win a race by like a minute, because otherwise it means that there's more likely to be severe regulation changes, or I don't know, they're going to look at certain things to change and investigate on that Red Bull, which they don't necessarily want to do. So there'll be times when they go, okay, there's code for turning the engine down. I don't know, turning the engine down, or just don't push as much anymore. Like, I think if they win a round by around 20 seconds or less, that's kind of a sweet spot for them. And it will allow teams to kind of catch up. And then when teams do catch up, they'll still have that slight edge. Because, of course, they're not sitting still. They're still developing, even with their cost cap penalty. But, right. Let's have a look, guys. Let's take stock. What is happening? So Leclerc is on the back of Stroll now, doing mid 32s on his relatively new hard tyres. George Russell, by the way. George Russell doing high 32s on 27 old lap soft tyres is really, really good and really surprising. Really, really surprising. The 2014, 16 and 2020 Merc were more dominant than the 2023 Red Bull. Yeah, maybe. He keeps getting asked, Lando keeps getting asked, how many laps can you do at this pace? And he's like, it's consistent. Like, shut up. Leave me alone. Yeah, I mean, that possibly may well be the case. As I said, I think what makes this very different and why it seems it's so much more dominant than those cars is because of the nature of Max. Lewis won a lot of races, but he never won more than 10 races in a season, I think. So the rest of those races were split between his teammate and other drivers. So whereas like Max last year set the record. What was it, 13 races? Was it 14? I can't remember. This year, he could quite easily break that record again. So I think that's why this car seems so much more dominant than those years. And the lack of an inter-team battle as well. perception gives off that. Verstappen was Hamilton's teammate in the Mercedes dominant era. Do you think he would have beaten Hamilton? Probably, yeah. I think they're just two of the greatest drivers. I think they're brilliant. But the difference is that what would have been intriguing is like management styles. Toto's very different to Christian Horner. I think Red Bull were very much win at all costs in 2021 because they hadn't won for so many years. Obviously, we know that, I think, let's be honest, Max's driving style and standards got big leeway from the stewards, and he got off with a lot of his moves in that year that were defended by Red Bull because they wanted to win at all costs. If that was under Toto Wolff and it's against a teammate, that would have been nipped in the bud straight away. You saw it with Nico Rosberg when it got heated. They were read the riot acts and there were rules of engagement. That's what would have happened with Max as soon as he sort of started doing that stuff. As Sainz comes into the pits, 25 laps into this, 27 laps into this race. Sorry, 26. Fucking hell. We're on the 27th lap. Pits on lap 26. Sorry, guys. Yeah, rules of engagement would have been laid out pretty quickly by Toto Wolff between those two. And it would have been intriguing to see how they raced with those rules of engagement. So, but Sainz has lost out quite a bit of time there to Charles Leclerc, I think. So what that has done, that has released Hamilton. Hamilton is now no longer... He's able to probably push a bit more now, knowing the fact that he's only got clean air ahead of him. He doesn't have to worry about getting within Sainz's dirty air. That might be why he wasn't too fussed about getting into Sainz's DRS, because it's a stage of a race where he wants to make these tyres probably last as long as possible. Still maybe weighing up the option of a one-stop compared to a two-stop. I reckon now they're going for the one-stop. I mean, how is the medium tyre compared to everyone else? Can they... George Russell's soft tyres are going so long. I think they generally might be thinking a medium soft one-stop in the Mercedes right now. So George Russell will go onto the medium tyre and Hamilton might go onto the quicker soft tyre at the end, which will last longer, especially if, which will last longer because it'll be on a lower fuel load. Because there's only 25 laps left. We're more than halfway through this race right now. I think that's probably what the rest of them are thinking of. That's what Verstappen are going to do. Norris, I wonder if Ferrari have... So, McLaren are reporting the hard tyre. Doesn't look amazing, but it's our best option. Really? I don't know. I don't know. I think Ferrari might have dropped the ball. I think they've gone onto the hard tyre quite early. Unless their tyres just weren't good enough. I think they might have committed to the hard tyre quite early. I think this is going to be a one-stop between the medium and soft tyre, you know? We'll see. Do I think Ferrari's just wasted Leclerc's talent? No. I mean, look, let's be honest. Leclerc isn't totally faultless. He's made mistakes as well. And there's times when he could have won races or got it on pole position and he's made mistakes. So he's not totally fault. Oh, no, yeah, as we speak, George Russell is into the pits. Now, this would be intriguing. Does he go onto the medium and take this 24 laps? Because he's just taken the soft tyre 31 laps in essence. Because it was 3 laps old already. Or does he go onto the hard tyre? Let's see. This is intriguing. It's an important moment in the race here, guys. What does George Russell come out on? Is he on the hard or is he on the mediums? He's going to come out behind Charles Leclerc. And mediums. You heard it here first. Medium tyre, one stop. Now watch Lewis. Keep an eye on Lewis. Watch Lewis. 32.3 last time around. That was 6 tenths faster than Norris. Only 2 tenths slower than Piastri. I think kind of their race now is Leclerc and the Ferraris behind. Keep an eye on this. Slow pit stop from George, from the Mercedes. That's really cost them a position to Leclerc on the pits, but Leclerc is on hard tyres. The way this race is developed, there's only 23 laps remaining. This is a one-stop with a softer compound of tyre compared to what Pirelli were suggesting. Now, do McLaren, Piastri coming in first, do McLaren put him onto the soft tyre? They don't have any new softs available. Are they going to the hard, as they suggested to Norris? Let's keep an eye on this, guys. Let's keep an eye. Hamilton on fire right now. 32-1. Free air. This could fall into Mercedes' hands. So they've put him on the hard. Oh, is that the right decision? Is it the right decision? I'm not sure. As Sainz sets the fastest lap on the hard tyre. Oh, I mean, it's going to last. It's going to last, but there's only 23 laps remaining. George Russell has just taken his soft tyres 30 plus laps on a full tank of fuel where they're going to wear more. The lighter fuel load is going to be easier on the tyres. The soft tyre, that's definitely what Verstappen's going to go for. It's definitely, I think, what Hamilton's going to go for, even though they've got a fresh set and hard tyres. Oh, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, yeah, ultimately the medium would be the good tyre to put on right now to see it to the end. But I just think that soft tyre, if you looked at George's tyres when they had the close-ups of them, around like 25, 26 laps, there was no blistering whatsoever. The tyre looked really good. There's no doubt the hard tyre is like not terrible, but that soft tyre at the end of the race, I think it's going to be super quick. Well, we know it's going to be quick. I just think that's a poor decision. A slow stop from George Russell. Left. They were just slow. They were just slow. But George, look, already onto the back of Russell. George is 0.6 of a second on Leclerc here. He is going to be on him straight away, and then he is going to be hunting down Piastri. I think they might have made a boo-boo. Hamilton last time around at 32.2, so a low 32 from Hamilton. Actually lapping quicker than Verstappen at the moment. And 4 tenths quicker than Norris. Perez onto the softs. Yep, see, there you go. Perez has 3 new sets of soft tyres to use, but that's the move right there, guys. Onto the soft tyres, Perez, 31.4, Bosch. As Leclerc has got past, Russell has got past Leclerc. I missed that while I was looking at the timings. And Piastri is all over the back of Gasly here. It should be an easy DRS pass down into Stowe, and it is. But look at Russell. Keep an eye on him. He is going to be chasing down Piastri on a softer compound tyre. I think McLaren have dropped the ball here. I think the only thing that's going to save them is rain. They started on the mediums. I know they've got only used soft tyres available, but how have they not seen that? So Gasly into the pits as well. Let's see if these medium runners right now, Stroll as well, if they come out on soft tyres, I think that's pretty much I think that's what we've been saying has been confirmed. Gasly on softs. McLaren have dropped the ball. McLaren have dropped the ball. If everyone else now who's on medium tyres is coming out on softs, yeah, Stroll as well. They've dropped it. Fuck's sake. Why have they not seen that? Why have they not seen it? Now, the only saving grace here is Albon. How long does Albon hold up Russell? But I'm assuming Albon's probably going to come into the pits around about now. They've only, yeah, so the top guys have only got scrub softs, but it doesn't matter. Like the degradation is not high enough. The track temperature is quite a cool track temperature. Magnussen has stopped out on track. Oh, is this a saving grace? Is this a saving grace for the McLaren team? Is there going to be a safety car? There's a VSC deployed. So Hamilton, oh, Hamilton's just gone past the pit stop. Oh no. Hamilton has just missed a free pit stop. As Leclerc and Sainz come into the pits, that has fucked Hamilton over. That is, oh my God, they've called the VSC as he's gone past the pit lane. As Leclerc's in the pits to obviously box for softs. Oh, that's going to be a safety car. He might still be lucky because I think, so Magnussen's car is stopped out on track and the engine is puffing smoke. So I think Hamilton's still going to be okay, as I think that's going to require us. That's going to be a full safety car. I think that's going to be a full safety car. They can't remove that safely. He's literally pulled over on the main straight. Oh, is it an engine fire? Is it? I'm obviously a little bit behind. Is it a full blown engine fire now? Oh yeah, well there'll be a red flag, won't it? It'll be a red flag till they can clear it. So it's going to nullify the race. Oh. That is a saving grace for McLaren. That is so it's a safety car now, full safety car. So it's a full safety car. They're still not showing it on my screen. They're still not showing it. Come on. My God, they're still not showing it. So it's a full safety car. So Hamilton's very lucky there if it's a full safety car. Because he was about to be shafted by the VSC. But that's also saved Piastri. If he stays out on the hards, he can't. They're keeping Piastri out. I mean, I get it, probably lose positions. I mean, I suppose it's track position, isn't it? But you're on the hard tyre. Everyone around you is on soft compound tyres. Mate, how? And Hamilton's ahead of Piastri because of the free pit stop under the safety car. He is ahead of Piastri and splits the two McLarens. McLaren, what have you done? What have you done putting Piastri on the hard tyre? Sorry if that's a bit loud. I apologise, but I'm super frustrated right now. How have you not seen that? How have you not seen that everyone was going to be on the fucking soft tyre? Now look at it. No, Norris is on the hot. What are they? I'm speechless. I am fucking speechless. This suits Checo big time. Checo's in 8th position, by the way. Wait for him to get feisty. It's not going to be a red flag. Oh, it might be a red flag. They might think they might lose too many laps, and that might be a saving grace, and they all put on the soft tyre with a restart. But make it make sense, guys. Crofty's asking the same question right now to Martin Brundle. Why have they put Lando on the hard tyre? It doesn't matter if you want to put brand new tyres on. The soft fucking compound tyre has lasted. It's easy to switch on. You're going to lose positions. There's only 18 laps remaining. They're asking Zach Brown on the pit wall right now. A close call. They want fresh tyres. I'm sorry. I'm predicting it now, guys. I'm being pessimistic. McLaren aren't getting a podium. I tell you now, McLaren aren't getting a podium. I think they've balls this up. I think you're right. They've had a Ferrari. Yeah, well, that's probably it. They've probably eaten into their softs too much. But I think the softs... I don't think there's enough time left in this race for the hard tyre to work. And especially with the deck, even if you've eaten into your softs... I don't know. Well, think of the warm-up. Who was it last year? I can't remember who it was last year. Who was it last year or the year before? There was a safety car. There was on hard tyres. And they just got absolutely swallowed. Because they couldn't switch them on. I think it might even have been Hamilton. They had the hard tyres on. It was like, why have you put me on hard tyres? And they just got eaten. No, it was Leclerc. Was it Leclerc a couple of years ago? He got put on the hard tyre, and he just got swallowed up. It's the only thing I can think of, Rich. It's the only thing I can think of. But I just think even with, is the delta big enough between the softs and the hard tyre? Especially on restart, when it's difficult to warm the hard tyres up compared to the softs. You're going to be trundling around for a good few laps anyway, under the safety car. So the soft tyres only going to be run... I mean, the recovery vehicle's on track at the moment. So it's most likely going to be at least another lap. So it's going to be probably 16 laps remaining by the time that car's cleared and the race is restarted, right? So how many... Do you really think you haven't got enough? You haven't got 16 laps left in your soft tyres on low fuel as well, on a cooling track temperature, because the track temperature is down at 30 degrees now, from like 34 degrees. I just think that's a very poor decision. I mean, I love Hamilton. I love Norris being a Brit. I want them both to finish on the podium. I just think George... I mean, I'd love to see George on the podium as well, being a Brit. But I just think Piastri's going to get eaten alive by George. And I think Hamilton's going to get past Norris quite easily as well, with that grip he's got in those softs. I just think they would have been better on the softs. But I'm not in the garage. I'm not part of the Mercedes. I'm not part of the McLaren pit wall, so... Take you softs any day, Connor. Exactly. Someone told you Lewis is cocky. Fucking hell, wouldn't you be it with 7 world championships? I'd be an unbearable bastard. And over 100 race wins. Lewis and Max's sauce. Exactly, yeah. So, I mean, look at George. When you look at it, the data. So, George has done, although he was in Leclerc's DRS, he has done 30 odd laps. What did he do? He did 31 laps, technically, on those soft tyres with a full tank of fuel. So, when Deg is going to be at its highest and with a higher track temperature as well. So, he's been able to take those that long, still comfortably lap in, like, get quicker and quicker. They weren't blistering from the images on the TV cameras, which you'd expect to see. And then, so the soft tyres are only going to be better at the end of the race. They're only going to last longer because you haven't got that extra weight in the car. And it's a cooling track temperature. I can understand if it's mediums. If it's mediums, fair enough. Because, okay, there might be enough of a delta there with the fresh and the used softs, right? Fresh mediums to used softs. But fresh hards? Fresh hards? What's Norris's comments? Lando, super sarcastic, lovely, wonderful, huh? So even he knows. He's like, okay, great. Well, right. It was a Max Verstappen who told you. Well, yeah. Hey, Simic, good to see you. I think, yeah, I mean, look, Magnussen's car is still there. So, might be next lap. Might be next lap. George versus Leclerc on hards now. Soft versus hards. Yeah, I mean, Leclerc, I mean, yeah. I think Ferrari, I told you Ferrari pitted too early onto the hard tyre. But then again, the issue with Ferrari, compared to every other team on the grid, is that they eat their tyres more than everyone else. And they're still eating, quite clearly, they're still eating their tyres, I think, in... they're quite clearly eating their tyres still, even with their upgrades. So they always get forced into these earlier pit stops compared to everyone else. The hard tyre, I mean, at the time they pitted, you'd think, okay, maybe, because the two stop is still an option, switching off the hards onto softs. But even then, they've pitted onto mediums compared to softs. So you'd think, okay, yeah, get him in on the softs. We made the mistake. No, mediums. I don't know. Yeah, most likely, Connor. Most likely. They wouldn't have done more than 5 laps on a set of softs in quality. 2 of those being exact. Well, 3 laps to be exact. 3 laps. So, because George Russell started on 3 lap softs at the start. So, yeah, out lap, fast lap, in lap. Could just be a red flag. I mean, it's got to be close if they think they're going to lose a lot of laps. I mean, the thing is that I think they think that as long as they've still got like 10 laps remaining, that's probably why they're going to do it. With all the different tyre advantages anyway, it's going to be, when the race eventually restarts, it's going to be interesting regardless. So if everyone was like on the same tyre, they might go, okay, let's restart the race. But because there's so many different varying compounds here and usage, I think they will. I think they'll keep this. So, but I mean, it's taken a long time for that recovery vehicle to remove his car, isn't it? Obviously, you have to make sure it's safe. So, safety car is in this lap, guys. Safety car is in this lap. So, technically speaking, there is only 14 laps that those soft tyres have to go at full speed. This has only benefited those on the soft compound tyre. The hards are going to be cold. Lando and Piastri and Sainz are going to have to do some serious warm up and weave in to try and get any heat into those tyres. Same with George Russell. He is going to be under attack. Although he's going to be looking at Piastri, he needs to be careful of a feisty Alonso behind. And do not rule out Sergio Perez here, guys. We know he has form here at Silverstone on soft compound tyres as well. Obviously, a couple of laps older than those in front. But keep an eye out on a feisty Perez on this restart. Right. Oh, here we go, guys. If you're a McLaren fan, this is a nervy last 15 laps, 14 laps. If you're here, guys, and you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We're doing more watch-alongs as we move along. Please hit the like button. It helps push the stream. What are we currently on? We are on... It's currently 150 of you in here, and we are on 34 likes. Oh, come on, guys. Let's get that to 100. Let's get that to 100 likes if you can. Helps push the stream, helps push the channel. Here we go as Max backs up the field. We are here for the restart, guys, with 14 laps remaining as Max has gone at the corner of Stowe. He has indeed. So here we go down into club corner. No overtaking, remember, until we get to the checkered line. But with the safety car in, Max has been able to go as Hamilton is all over the back of Norris. How much is that extra grip going to help him? No DRS activated yet until a couple of laps remaining, just like it is on a race, just at the start of the race. So Hamilton here tight to Norris as they go through Village. There's no changes in position just yet. There'll probably be as we head down into Brooklands. But Hamilton all over the back of Norris. 0.2 seconds as Piastri, of course, on that hard compound tyre, struggling with rear grip out of the corner. And Hamilton all over the back of Norris. They're side by side as they go into Brooklands. Hamilton hangs back just a little bit. He's trying to go around the outside of Norris with that extra grip. Ooh, and he nearly does it. He nearly does it. He thinks better of it. And long run now. Long run as they go through Copse Corner into Maggots and Beckett's. With that extra grip, Hamilton will probably be able to stay close to Norris. But wow. So Perez hasn't been able to gain a position on Sainz. So everyone's pretty much held position there. But Norris has been dry. Oh, a little bit of weaving from Norris to try and break the toe. And yet Hamilton, oh, he tried it, didn't he? He tried it round the outside, wheel to wheel with Norris, but he backed out of it. He backed out of it. So no DRS yet for Hamilton to use on Norris at the moment. Norris just has to hope, really. This could be either a defensive masterclass or not. But any positions gained there from anyone? No. Everyone has held station, it seems. So those compound tyres from Norris and Piastri, this has helped them. This has helped them because we're getting more heat in those tyres as the race goes on. So keep an eye on Hamilton again. Here we go. This is where he's going to make that extra grip work out of the slower corners, out of turn 4. And it's full throttle all the way out of turn 5 into Brooklands. No DRS yet. He's 3.8 seconds behind. Don't think he's got enough here to get up and past Norris as they enter Brooklands and then through Luffield. I think this is just going to be hold station until DRS is activated. Unless he really gets a drive out of the last corner. He's, oh my God, he's almost side by side with Norris as they head out of Luffield. Look at that. He's side by side. Oh no, backs out of it just a little bit. Didn't want a Max versus Lewis situation from a couple of years ago. Woo! Woo! But Russell as well. Let's see if he can do anything on Piastri. I think at the moment, everyone's pretty much held station on the restart. Obviously, no DRS yet. Next lap is going to be interesting as Max, of course, is pulling away here. But that's not where we're really interested. Yeah, they went side by side. Lewis sent it up the inside of Luffield and then backed out. Oh my God, what racing. He backed out and lifted out of Copse. Brilliant from Lewis and Lando. This is great racing to see. Two Brits guys fighting it for P2 here. Now, DRS is activated this lap. Let's see what happens. So, the hard tyres will be coming into their life a little bit with, obviously, the heat coming into them. Russell is saying that McLaren is so quick on the hards. It's impressive. Well, let's see about Hamilton with DRS now activated. Can he make that softer compound work and overtake Norris? Because Russell is not able to gain on the medium tyre ahead of Piastri. So that's really where Piastri is more likely to hold on to 4th place than Norris is to Hamilton, in my opinion. That's my opinion. But let's keep an eye on Hamilton there. 0.5 seconds through Copse Corner. Really, Lewis needs that extra grip. He needs to be about 0.4, I think, as they exit Maggots and Beckett's. Let's keep an eye on that interval. I don't think on this exit here he's going to have enough. No, actually, he lost a bit of time in the dirty air on the exit of Beckett's. He will be able to close, but I don't think it's going to be enough to be able to overtake Norris through Stowe. No, he needs to be under half a second to have an opportunity. As the track map starts to freeze on me, as we do. But that McLaren, it's great to see that it's still had the race pace today. But whew, Norris has still got squeaky bum time for another 10 laps at least. 11 laps, sorry. 11 more laps of squeaky bum time for Lando Norris, guys. But Alonso holding up the pack as it seems. And Perez on the softer compound tyre, not able to get ahead of Sainz, which is intriguing. That is intriguing. But here we go. Hamilton, half a second behind Lando now. Don't think he's got enough to send it. He needs to be under half a second. That's the magic number, guys, as he heads down the Hanger Straight and down towards Brooklands. Out of turn 13 and out of turn 5, he needs to be half a second behind to be able to at least go side by side and make a move into the corner. Lando's value to other teams is going up loads. Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely. Well, Hamilton and Norris have obviously got history. I think if nothing happens between them, I think this is a podium for Norris and Hamilton regardless. But of course, Hamilton will want P2. He'll want to finish as high up the podium as possible. So once again, in the dirty air, Hamilton, that Mercedes, not handling it very well as they come out of turn 18. And Max is saying the tyre doesn't feel very good. Well, Max, you're still quite comfortably the fastest man out on track, so pipe down. As you said, a 30.2, yeah. Take that with a pinch of salt, guys. Oh, Stroll has got track limits again at turn 15, so he's probably got a black and white flag now. But a great view of Hamilton's camera, helmet camera, as he's chasing down Norris. Right, so Hamilton again, 0.6. He gets down to about 2 temps, 3 temps as they head into the braking zone. And then, obviously, with a dirty air, just loses a bit more. But, right, let's take stock a bit as they're heading through Copse Corner. Keep an eye on that interval between Hamilton and Norris. If they head through Maggots and Beckett's and Hamilton is able to keep it close. So he's a lot closer this time around, I think. 0.4. This is important. 11th. So through Maggots and Beckett's. The exit of turn 13. Loses about 2 temps on the exit. He's losing a lot of time on the exit of turn 13 out of Beckett's, and that's just causing him. That's just causing him not to be able to get that drive and use the potential of that DRS down into Stowe Corner, which is turn 15. Russell also just outside of the DRS from Piastri. Piastri done a brilliant job here today. He deserves that P4 in my opinion. Just watching them go through Maggots and Beckett's on TV, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see their throttle inputs to see exactly how Hamilton is compared to Norris through Maggots and Beckett's. Probably has to just wait a bit longer on to get on throttle, as Hamilton has actually dropped outside of the DRS there from Norris. He's got it back. He's got it because he was within the within 1 second as they headed into turn 3 of DRS detection zone. As Perez and Sainz went side by side, and Perez has now got past has got through Albon, and Albon also overtook Sainz as well. Wow. Whew. Albon just overtook Sainz. Yeah, it was a great move. So Hamilton is actually losing DRS from Norris. He's not got it this time around, guys. He hasn't got it this time around. He's actually losing so much time in a dirty air out of the exit of Beckett's turn 13. That is the essential corner there. And that is where the McLaren of Lando Norris is able to just stay ahead down into Stowe Corner of turn 15. No, I don't think Hamilton's got the pace on Piastri. I think we'll see, but I think it's more of the fact of it. Hamilton is just getting caught in the dirty air of Norris, like a 31.5 last time around, whereas Piastri has had clean air. So it'd be interesting to see if Piastri does catch up to Hamilton. Does he suffer the same issues coming out of turn 13? Obviously, this is a very windy circuit as well, Silverstone. So if the wind is now from a southwesterly direction, I'm not sure if this is always north, but let's say it is. Southwest means that the wind is blowing, obviously, from that direction across the track. So that can really unsettle the car, especially if you're in dirty air, where you lose grip as well. But, whew, so Perez, now he's cleared. I told you, don't rule out Perez. Now he's cleared Albon. Now he's cleared the Ferraris. He's already on the back of Alonso. Pierre Gasly in 11th place. 10th now. Now into 10th. But let's take stock at the moment. So Verstappen out in front on his own, doing the only man, well, no, Norris did a 130 last time around, but he's doing 130s. Norris is in the 130s as well in second place. Hamilton in third place. Piastri fourth. Russell fifth. Quite a bit of a gap between him and Alonso. 3 seconds, just over 3 seconds as Perez is on the back. DRS activated on Alonso. Can't get the move done. Through turn 15, Stowe corner. Is he got enough to take him into club corner? No, but he's close. Keep an eye on that. Albon, great back to where he started. 8th position. Leclerc and Sainz in 9th and 10th. Absolute disaster class from Ferrari again today, strategy-wise. Gasly in 11th for Sainz has regained that position. And Gasly's got an issue. Gasly has got an issue, and he is losing positions like there is no tomorrow. What has happened to Gasly? Gasly has got an issue. Is he going to pull over? Can he continue? Is there another towel in this race, guys? He is trudging along there. Has he picked up damage? Has he picked up damage there? Waiting for the TV coverage. But he's definitely trudging along. If he's moving, then he must probably have some damage. I wonder if he's lost his front wing. What has happened? He's going really slow. Oh, it looks like he might have a puncture. Yeah, he's got a puncture. No, broken suspension. Gasly's got a broken suspension. So Gasly's race is over and done with. But is he going to make it to the end? I mean, look how much longer he's got to go. He's got to pull that car over. I don't think that's a puncture. The team have got to tell him to pull over, surely. It's going to take ages to bring it back, so let me know if you want me to park. Yeah, copy. Let's keep going for now, is what the Alpine team have just said to him. Right, yeah, so Piastri is you're right, he's closing a little bit on Hamilton. Last time around, Norris actually was slightly quicker than Verstappen. Is there going to be a... Well, I'll tell you what. I will eat massive humble pie, guys. Massive humble pie. If the soft tyres fall off a cliff and Norris is able to win this race on the hard tyre. If he does, I take it back. What an absolute masterclass from McLaren. Oh, give their strategy team a pay rise, guys. I tell you what. I mean, Gasly, fair play to Gasly. He's mainly to the pits. Oh my God, Stroll. Stroll. Just seeing the replay of the incident between Stroll and Gasly. And I mean, Stroll's gone off the track. I don't know. Oh no, so Max, yeah, so that he looks like he's giving Norris a little bit of an inkling, and then he just makes up all that time again in the last sector. Red Bull supreme now. So Lewis has been told to cool down his tyres, and he will get grip return. So he's taken a couple of laps to just back off, get into some free air, get out of the dirty air of Norris, and then he's going to go on a charge again by the sounds of things. Perez, mate. Yeah, Perez has got past Alonso. Has he got enough in those soft tyres to have a go at Russell? I don't know. But Gasly, both Alpines have retired today. A terrible weekend for the Alpines with Ocon retiring, who we still don't know why he retired. And yes, Gasly there retiring due to his incident with Stroll. He was on the edge of points there, but... So, Norris, maybe that's what Max was just doing, which is why Norris was able to close the gap a bit. Max was just calling off his tyres a bit, just to get some grip to return to them. Albon needs to get moving. Yeah, but Albon is in the... he's just outside the DRS of Alonso, but he should... No, he has got DRS, sorry. as he went through the detection zone, he did get DRS. But yeah, he's going to be under threat from Leclerc. But Albon may be cooking his soft tyres. He needs, obviously, essential for him to stay in that DRS of Alonso. Otherwise, he'll be under attack from Leclerc, most likely. But keep an eye on that gap. Hamilton staying consistent at 1.5 seconds. When is he? Has he got enough left in that soft tyre to go for a second charge? As Russell is falling back. Looks like he's going to finish in P5. Oh, Lando Norris has just been given a black and white flag for track limits at turn 15. One more off track and he will have a 5-second time penalty. Don't let this come down to a 5-second time penalty. Oh, because if he does, that will mean he'll lose. He'll fall outside of the podium positions to his teammate. Oh, don't let it come down to that. Don't let it come down to that. He retired due to a hydraulics leak. Oh, was it? Oh, okay. So is that going to... If he's going to have to back off a bit through turn 15, is that going to give Hamilton a sniff? I think now is when Hamilton goes. I think he's going to go for 3 laps. 3 laps of going at Lando. No, Lando's not going to get the win. I thought maybe there was an inkling that Verstappen's tyres might be falling off, but it looks like he's just taking it a bit easy to call them off, and then that allows the soft tyre to come back into the window again. But we are heading into the last couple of laps of this race. Only 3 remaining, guys. And if you can hit that like button, it'd be much appreciated. We are currently only on 45 likes. It helps push the stream and the channel. We'll be back again for the Hungarian Grand Prix, which is in a couple of weeks' time, and then Spa, and then we have, obviously, the summer break. But, ooh, does Hamilton have enough left here, or is he just going to settle for a podium? Of course, we know that he will try and go for second position, but I think, yeah, Norris has got enough here. Unless he gets that 5-second time penalty, I think he's got enough. I look a bit like Mason Mount. Well, he's a good looking chap. My pleasure, Martin. My pleasure. Yeah, no, I'm glad to obviously everyone who tunes in. Anyone who's just here and just watches the streams and doesn't comment, you don't have to comment. I appreciate every single one of you. And yeah, I really enjoy doing these. I say it every single time. I actually watch the races more through the track map and the data now than I do on TV. And I actually enjoy it more as well. So, no, I don't want to jinx Lando. I don't want to jinx Lando. But let's see. So Albon, look at that pack there. Alonso's going to be under threat. He's lost the DRS to Perez. So Albon could have a go at Alonso here. Has he got enough? No, not enough to get on Alonso. But Alonso has lost DRS, and that could be essential in this last couple of laps, as we have 2 laps remaining. I think the top 5 are pretty much done and dusted. I don't think Perez is got enough to catch Russell with 1 lap remaining. If it was maybe a couple more laps, he would. But really, where it's interesting now is, can Albon actually get 7th position and take Alonso? Because Leclerc is all over the back of Albon. Here we go. Where is Albon? He's half a second behind Alonso here. Does that Williams, of course we know it's mega in a straight line. Does it have enough to get up to Alonso into Brooklands? No. Of course, Albon has to be smart here. He could quite easily lose 2 positions to the Ferraris and finish in 10th place. If he makes a move and gets out of position and it doesn't work, they will swoop in pretty quickly. So he has to be smart here. Obviously, 8th place is a good result for them and a good weekend. Logan Sargent is only just outside the points as well, close behind Lance Stroll. Bottas, not a bad result for him so far. De Vries down in last place. Yeah, no, not much more said. I am a De Vries fan, and I thought he warranted the seat, but not been a good year for him. Here we go, closing, and Albon just stays in position. No real drive for him, or no real opportunity for him to make a move on Alonso. Now, what he needs to be careful of, though, is the last lap. So we're on the last lap now, as Verstappen leads from Lando and then from Hamilton and Piastri. Russell, the gap closing between Perez, but Perez is not going to run. He's going to run out of laps. Leclerc is definitely going to make a move. You know Leclerc is going to make a move. Albon needs to be aware of that move coming. He is all over the back of him, 0.2 seconds behind. He's got that extra grip. Albon needs to defend here. 0.1. I think Leclerc might have this move done before they even get into Brooklands. They're side by side as they go through Brooklands. Albon make that Williams as wide as the track. Leclerc isn't able to get past through Brooklands and Luffield, and he holds position. Great defending there from Albon. Stays within Alonso's toe as well, and DRS, which is important for him. There's only really one more overtaking opportunity, unless he stays close through Stowe Corner and sends it down into Club. But Albon through Maggots and Beckett's. Leclerc is all over him. Those soft tyres. Oh, and Leclerc makes a little wobble. Leclerc makes a wobble and drops back half a second from Albon through Maggots and Beckett's. He had a snap, it seems. And I think that is Albon going to hold on to position and maintain 8th place as Verstappen crosses the line as your British Grand Prix winner. Lando Norris in 2nd place. Hamilton 3rd. Nearly caught by Piastri at the end there in 4th. And Russell 5th. Perez 6th. Alonso in 7th. And Albon holds on to 8th position from Leclerc, and Carlos Sainz in 9th and 10th. Stroll 11th, Sargent 12th, Bottas, and Stroll receives a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision with Gasly, which bumps Sargent up into 11th place, and Zhou in 15th, Tsunoda in 16th, De Vries 17th. Your three retirees are the Alpines of Gasly and Ocon, and the Haas of Magnussen. Woo! What a British Grand Prix, guys. I told you, it always throws up a good race. Always throws up a good race. My absolute pleasure, guys. Thanks, Richard, Antonio, Ram, Anshul. Good to see you guys. We'll be back in a couple of weeks' time. Stick around for us just to see and take this race in. Listen to the drivers as they come and have their interviews and chat afterwards. See what Twitter has to say about this race. But thankfully, the McLarens going onto the hard tyres at the end there didn't completely ruin their race. I'm so glad. I still think it was... I mean, overall, it's the right decision. They were very good on the hard tyres. But, it's just... I really thought they made a fuck up there. Really thought they did. Ferrari most definitely did. Ferrari strategists doing their thing again, guys. 9th and 10th position for them. Both down, not 5 positions. Fuck's sake. What is it with the Ferrari? It's not even the drivers. The drivers are doing what they can. It's just mad. It's mad what those Ferraris are doing. Albon, great weekend for him. Big steps up for the Williams team. Sargent as well there, getting in 11th place, just outside the points. Very good result for him. Bit of confidence was needed for him. But, whew. My pleasure to how Lando doesn't get a penalty in 5 hours' time. Nah, he's all good. There's not that many to go through, is there? But, the rain stayed away and we had a great race. A shame. I mean, as happy as I am to see 2 Brits on the podium, I am a Piastri fan. I have crashed into Piastri on iRacing before, so I do have ties to Piastri. But he's unfortunate that he ended up in 4th place there. Obviously, the safety car came out at just the wrong time for him. But yeah, interesting race. Hamilton on the podium once again at the British Grand Prix. He's got a ridiculous stat. Has he never finished off the podium? Oh, that's it. He's never not finished on the podium in the hybrid era. So that's 10 races now? I think that's 9 races, 10 races that he's in a row that he's finished on the podium at Silverstone. So, yeah, well, he crashed into me. You can go and look for the video, make your mind up. He should have backed out. But yeah, I've crashed into Piastri on iRacing, so that's my claim to fame. When he's a world champion one day, or a race winner, I'll be re-uploading the video and just going, here's me crashing into an F1 world champion on iRacing. You know. But who was driver of the day? Yes. So I tell you what, we'll do our own poll. I am going to assume it's probably Lando Norris who got driver of the day. But let's do our own. I do have a poll that was up and running that I need to end in regards to who we thought was going to be the best of the rest out of Max. And 59% of you, where is it? 59% of you said Lando. And 59% of you were correct. Nearly Mercedes. But yes. So let's run our driver of the day, guys. I'm pretty sure. Is there really any need? Is there any need to run a poll? We'll do it anyway for the engagement, you know. Let's do it. Oh, not diver. This isn't scuba diving, is it? I think he did a great job. I think Oscar did a very, very good job this weekend, especially as all the talk was about Lando and his performance yesterday. For him to... He got shafted by the safety car, which is the only reason, really, why Hamilton was able to overtake him. Lando... Oscar... That's about it, really, I think. Perez made up 9 positions. I think that's it. I think there's... we can always go Max. And we'll go Perez. Oh, no, I won't even put Perez. There we go. But yeah, if you can hit the like button, guys, for anyone who is still remaining in this stream. You're a hardcore Lando fan. But they're all shouting Lando. Lando, Lando, the British Grand Prix. But yeah, that was a great race, guys, to be fair. It came, I would say, not too much on overtaking opportunities or too many overtakes on the racetrack. It was very interesting from a strategy perspective. It depends on what you want from a race, but I think Silverstone still delivered today. Obviously, we had the safety car as well due to Magnussen's retirement. I think it still delivered. Probably not a classic Silverstone race, but still up there. Mega Drive Lewis, who is your driver of the day? My driver of the day, I think, has got to be Lando. While I should have put Lewis in there as well. While Lewis, I think, is probably third. I think Piastri is. I think it goes to 2 McLaren boys. Norris first, Piastri second, and then Lewis third. Because Lewis lost a lot of positions on the first lap. He lost 2 or 3 positions. So he dropped from 6th place to 9th place. So he's gained 4 positions from where he started. But he made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He made up 6 positions throughout the race. So... But yeah, I mean, Max did what he had to do. He was patient behind Lando, got the move done, and then pulled away with obviously the pace advantage he has. But yeah, I think Norris was having to... I mean, he had to defend hard on the restart from Lewis. Lewis made him work for it. And he had to do that. And he had to see through that stage where the soft tyre was evidently quicker than the hard tyre. And then it dropped off quite considerably towards the end of the race there. I think Piastri did a phenomenal job today as well, considering he was told not to fight his teammate as well. He had to sit there, and he was the quickest man in the middle sector for like most of the race. Like that McLaren was hooked up, and he fended off Russell as well. So great job from McLaren. Great to see them back up there. Hopefully this isn't a one-off, guys, and hopefully this is a regular occurrence for them, and they've got more. More coming their way, more upgrades coming their way, apparently. So, oh, thank you, Sibu. Thank you, buddy. All the way from South Africa. That was a terrible attempt at a South African accent. I kind of got through that and then went, I'll do a South African accent at the end, which was shocking. But yeah, no, anyone who is still here, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. We'll be doing more watch-alongs. Hungary in a couple of weeks' time. Of course, I do my own sim racing content as well, which is always good fun. I try my best. I'm quite a dab hand at it. I like to think I'm above average. And then, of course, yeah, love the F1 content. Thanks, Mark. Just watching Max and Lando get interviewed. The chrome livery works, guys. Keep the chrome. Keep the chrome helmet. That gives you... That's worth half a second, for sure. But we go to Hungary next, which is obviously a track which always throws up interesting races. Very heavy on strategy. We know that it can batter the tyres around there. Of course, expect Max to be winning that again, but below him, it's anyone's game by the looks of it, isn't it? It's anyone's game. I'm trying, Ghost. I'm trying to get myself back in top split. I'm trying to focus on getting my I rating up. I'm doing the tour race tonight, so I'll be streaming that, guys, if you want to come back and join us. We'll be doing our own British Grand Prix on iRacing. They do special events for F1 whenever there's an F1 race on throughout the year. We obviously implementing their own strategy, and I love that track. I am quick at it, so hopefully, yeah, we can put in a good performance this evening. But let's take stock, guys, as we are coming towards the end of this stream at the final standings. So Max is your winner in P1. Shock. Lando second, Hamilton in third, Piastri in fourth, Russell fifth, Perez sixth, making up 9 positions. Very kind of understated performance for him today. Just picked people off and made his way through the pack into 6th place. So a good drive from him. Alonso 7th, Albon, great performance from him starting in 8th. Leclerc and Sainz, another Ferrari disaster class from them. Both losing 5 positions. I mean, look at that strategy. The only driver in the top 10 to make 3 pit stops, Leclerc was, and Sainz was shocking there, really. Sargent, good performance from him in 11th, obviously benefiting from that 5-second time penalty from Stroll. Bottas 12th, Hulkenberg 13th. Not a bad result actually for him. We said he needed a safety car, and yeah, he did recover slightly at the end there after picking up that damage and pitting early. Stroll, shocking day at the office for him. Wouldn't be an F1 if it wasn't for his dad, let's be honest. Zhou in 15th, 2 positions gained. Tsunoda 16th, De Vries 17th. 2 retirements for the Alpines. Shocking day at the office for them. And then Magnussen retired with his engine failure. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I am going to end the stream. A big thank you to everyone. Lastly, yeah, please hit the like and subscribe button. I know I keep asking, but you guys do need to be reminded. And we'll be back for, obviously, our own sim racing streams. And we will be back in a couple of weeks' time for more F1 content, doing the watch along for the Hungary Grand Prix, which I'm really looking forward to. Always throws up a stonker. So yeah, have a lovely rest of your evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I will catch you guys hopefully later on in the sim racing stream. See you then. Bye.